Hello world, my name is Lydia, and thank you so much for clicking on this video, and today we're obviously going to be talking about the latest patch to Paladins, which is OB47. Now, compared to the past couple of patches, this one is actually pretty light in the fact that it doesn't have a new champion added to it. That's a little bit surprising considering it's been 2 weeks since we had a new champion, and Hi-Rez has said that they want to add a lot more champions to the game this year, and we don't have one. But there are a lot of rumors going around that OB48 is actually going to include new champions, so they could make up for it then. That being said, let's dig right into the patch notes. So first, in general terms, they're adding something titles. Now, titles are basically going to be exactly what they say. Right at the top of your account profile, you'll have a title that you can select under it. So you get each title with each champion that you get masteried to level 20. So as you can see, these are a list of the titles that you'll have for options. Each of one are unlocked when you get a certain champion at mastery level 20, and you can see up here at the top right where it's displayed, it'll have it right under your name. So moving on, some other general things that were changed were a lot of the UI, how the mastery page is laid out, flow for cards in your loadout, sound effects for UI, kind of just general tweaks and stuff like that for your UI. All right, so moving on to customization. Now, because this patch does not include champion, Hi-Rez is kind of made up for that by adding 3 new skins into the patch. So the first one is Kinessa is getting a new skin that they're kind of dubbing Nova Strike. Now, you don't get this skin from buying chests and trying to roll on them. What you do is you buy the initial collection. The collection includes a head, a body, a weapon, and a voice pack. And then what happens is you unlock the item quest, and with the item quest, all you have to do is play more Kinessa, and as you keep playing as Kinessa, you open 3 new heads and 1 new weapon. It's definitely a completely different way of gaining skins, and personally, I like it because I'm not really a huge fan of trying to buy the crates and hopefully roll and get all the pieces. So I really like that they're doing this quest to unlock new skins. Supposedly, they're going to be doing a lot more of this as they start adding more skins. Alright, now let's move on to the Makoa skin. His skin is volcanic, and personally I think it's one of the coolest skins that they've added so far. I feel like I say that in every other patch, but they just keep releasing awesome skins, which if you've seen one of my videos before, that's one of my biggest beefs with the game is it doesn't have skin customization. But they've been promising that they're going to be adding more and more, and they've been fulfilling that. Anyway, this volcanic Makoa skin can be unlocked for free. That's right, you heard it, 100% free when your account reaches level 30 or above during the Paladins open beta, which is going to last probably until the end of time, so you have plenty of time to reach your account to level 30. Now the next skin is for Shaolin, and it is the Burrito Esports skin. If you don't follow the Paladins esports scene, Burrito Esports actually won at HRX back in January. They are a European team, and the team actually just changed organization. I think it was yesterday or a couple of days ago, but to give shout outs to the organization, Hi-Rez made a Shaolin skin. Kind of basically all it is Shaolin with a Burrito Esports t-shirt and sunglasses as a victory pose. It's still a really cool skin, don't get me wrong, plus a portion of the proceeds when you buy the skin actually go to Burrito Esports, the organization, so helping out the local pro scene. Alright, now of course they've put some maps into rotation. They've changed the co-op map, and they've changed the test queue rotation to Waterway and Sandbridge. Sandbridge looked pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of using the test queues just because they are a little bit of an eyesore to me without being finished, but Sandbridge actually had a really cool design, so I'm looking forward to trying that one. Alright, let's move down to champions for balance changes. A couple of them just got a lot of brief description corrections. You've probably seen that in the last, I would say, 2 or 3 patches, that all they've done is really change wording with a couple of cards or a couple of abilities just to clear up some confusion. Probably the first decent change is Cassie's maximum health is being increased from 2100 to 2200. They nerfed Cassie a couple of patches ago, I want to say, and they messed with her dodge roll a little bit. So this is probably just an adjustment going off of that. As you can see, a lot of these changes, like I said earlier, are for descriptions. They did a pretty decent change with Grok with his ward. The healing bonus from his ward goes from 20% to 50%. The past Grok has felt not so much as a healer as so much a utility, I guess would be the right term, or maybe support, if you will, not necessarily a pure healer. So when he puts his ward down, it feels a little lackluster because it doesn't really necessarily feel like he's contributing that much. So that's the reason for the big health bonus. Now they've done yet another change to Inara. If you remember the patch notes for OB46, Inara's maximum health was increased from 4,400 to 4,500, and now they're increasing it again from 4,500 to 4,700. And she's already a pretty beefy frontliner in my opinion. Also in the last patch, Lex was released, so people have had a good 2 weeks to play him, so they've made a couple of changes to him. Actually, not that many, surprisingly, considering he's a new champion. A lot of what these are fixing bugs or fixing issues. And this one is actually changing his card Death Hastens. It reduces the bonus damage from Death Hastens from 40% to 30%, which isn't really that big of a deal. Moving on to Maeve, they pummeled her into the ground patches ago, and I am still grudge against that. So let's see what changes they made to her now. So really these changes are for her cards. Her chase has an increased movement speed bonus from 8, 16, 24, 32% to 10, 20, 30, 40. They're doing a lot of this for a lot of the champion's cards where they're flatly laid out by a better percentage and increasing it too. They're increasing the healing for patch up and increasing the healing for walk it off. So these directly affect the cards that she uses, not necessarily her specific abilities. The reason for this is probably just to increase diversity in your loadouts and to make up for a couple of nerfs that they gave her a while ago. Maldamba got a change with his Spitting Cobra, which is his basic ability. They increased the projectile speed from 160 to 180. If you've ever played Maldamba, when his Cobra spits, his attack speed is very delayed and a little bit slow. So increasing the projectile speed is probably a complaint they've gotten for a long time, and I'm sure it's well needed. Most of the rest of these are bug fixes, except for at the end with Ying. Her illusion reduced the healing range from 100 to 85. I think that's fairly significant because Ying does the best healing from a range perspective, so reducing that range, you're going to have to communicate a lot better with your Ying and your teammates on where you are and what's going on in the fight and when you actually need healing because her range is being reduced. Like I said earlier, this patch was pretty small. It was just a lot of cosmetic changes mostly and a couple of balance changes, nothing that's that big of a deal. We're expecting the next patch, which could potentially come next week. I don't think it would be 2 weeks away. We're hoping that it's going to have at least 1, maybe 2 champions added to the game. That's going to about do it for this patch review for OB47. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment, and sub down below, and we'll see you next time.